Imagine walking alone down a quiet street late at night, the rain hitting the pavement in heavy drops, and suddenly you feel a chill crawl up your spine, like something is watching you, even though the street is completely empty. That's exactly the kind of tension we're diving into today on Deadly Silence. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be looking over your shoulder every time you hear the sound of a door creak or a whisper in the dark. Before we get too deep, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because if you love heart-pounding stories that keep you on the edge of your seat, Deadly Silence is the place to be, and you don't want to miss what we have coming up. Now, picture a small town where everyone thinks they know everyone. But behind closed doors, terrifying secrets are hiding, and one rainy night, those secrets start to spill out in ways no one could have imagined. Imagine a young woman walking home after a late shift, headphones in, completely oblivious to the storm gathering both outside and in her neighborhood. The streets are slick and reflective, streetlights casting eerie shadows that seem to move on their own. She passes the same alley she's walked 100 times before. But tonight something feels off, like the darkness itself is breathing around her. She quickens her pace, but so does the sound behind her, faint at first, then closer, echoing against the wet brick walls. At first, she tells herself it's just her imagination, maybe the wind, maybe a stray animal, anything but the truth. But then a figure emerges from the shadows, just for a moment, a glimpse of something human, but twisted in a way that makes her stomach drop. This isn't a story about jump scares. It's about the subtle, creeping dread that something is wrong when nothing seems wrong at all. On Deadly Silence, we love bringing you stories that get under your skin, that make you double-check your locks and think twice about that last text you sent someone at night. And the worst part is, these aren't just fictional tales, they're based on true events. Stories collected from people who experienced unexplainable, terrifying encounters. Stories that most would never dare share publicly. As she rounds the corner toward her apartment, she hears a soft tapping behind her again, irregular, almost like a message trying to be delivered, but no one is there. Her phone battery is low, and she doesn't want to call for help, but every instinct screams that she should. When she finally reaches her building and fumbles for her keys, a shadow passes across the doorway just a second too quickly to make sense. She gets inside, locks the door, leans against it, heart racing, convinced she imagined it. But then a knock comes at her window, soft at first, then insistent, like it knows she's home and is asking her to come out. By now, you're probably gripping your seat or checking your surroundings in your own room. And that's exactly what makes these stories on Deadly Silence so gripping. They pull you in, making you part of the scene, letting you feel the fear as if it's happening to you. And here's the thing, these events don't wait for a storm or a dark alley. Sometimes they hide in the most ordinary places. A quiet library after hours, a deserted bus stop, a parking lot in the middle of the night. People have shared stories where they felt a presence in their homes, footsteps echoing when no one was there. whispers that seemed to come from the walls, shadows that moved independently from any light source. Some dismissed these experiences as paranoia. Others couldn't sleep for nights after. And that's the beauty of what we explore on Deadly Silence. We bring the unknown into the light, stories that make you question what you think is real. Some viewers even leave comments, sharing similar experiences, and reading those can be just as chilling as the stories themselves, reminding us all that fear doesn't always have to be dramatic to be terrifying, just has to be real. As we follow our story tonight, the tension keeps building, each sound and shadow amplifying, until it feels like the darkness is alive, wrapping around the character like a living thing. And just when you think it's over, just when you think there's a chance to breathe, something happens that flips everything you thought you knew upside down, leaving a question mark over safety, reality, and the boundaries between them. Maybe it's a shadow in the corner of your room when you wake up at 3 a.m. Or a sudden chill in a place that should be warm, or the unshakable feeling that you're not alone even when you are. That's what makes these stories addictive. What keeps viewers coming back to Deadly Silence over and over: the slow, creeping build of fear, the anticipation of what might be lurking just out of sight, the twist you never saw coming. So, as we approach the end of this tale, think about the sounds around you right now, the subtle creaks, the faint whispers of the night, and remember that the unknown isn't always far away. Sometimes it's right here, in your room, in your mind, in that space between knowing and fearing. If you've ever felt something strange, something you couldn't explain, or if you're just a fan of chilling, spine-tingling stories, leave a comment down below sharing your experience. And make sure to share this video with friends who love a good scare it. The perfect way to see who brave enough to face the darkness with you. And as always, Deadly Silence will be here bringing you more true horror, more real-life suspense, more moments that make you question every shadow and whisper round you. Remember, the night holds many secrets, and sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that are closest to home, waiting for the right moment to step out of the darkness. So stay alert, stay curious, and keep watching, because the next story could be closer than you think, and the fear it brings is very real.